20 years to reach to $2 billion valuation company. Today, there are a lot of fintech companies which are less than 7 years, and they are becoming a unicorn. Now, what has fundamentally changed in India? What is your perspective?
See, the one thing about time is, right from my chip in my computer, right? You had enough means to enough schematic representing. 1900s, it took 14 years to do something. Now it takes 14 seconds, right? It is true of email, communication, my chip processing, everything you take, time will only, that's progress at some level. So that's inevitable. If people took longer, then it is perhaps a shame. People taking shorter time is part for the course, which is why you kind of have to do a time adjustment. So like you would say, somewhere in the 1600s, some king was more wealthier than today, let's say Jeff Bezos, because you kind of time value of money equal it. So it's the same way you put a time value to things that happen and say, so it's inevitable that these cycles will get shorter. What has fundamentally changed in India? Actually, not too much, right? It's not per se India. I mean, the ways to understand what has changed in India has not happened overnight, right? The India progress on anything, right from 2000 to 2020, story has remained the same, right? Even in 2000, the story was enormous demographic advantages in terms of demographic dividend, the profile that will flow. Second, huge middle class segment that is capable of consumption. Third, we are at the bottom of the pyramid when it comes to technology. We want to leapfrog multiple levels and go straight to the end case. And the case used to be people who didn't have phones suddenly going to a mobile phone instead of landline, right? So the story about India has been similar, that you kind of leapfrog various parts of time, and it's inevitable that we'll go a certain way. Most of it is playing out now in the sense, truly speaking, in a sense, with Jio making data easier access and maybe cheaper access, a lot of things that got sold between 2000 and 2015 as potentiality, saying you can reach so many million Indians, that's now staring at everybody's face saying they are reachable. Will they buy is still a question to be solved, because I'm, let us say, a laborer who has a daily wage laborer who has a smartphone. Am I suddenly going to start shopping on an e-commerce portal? That is still to be questioned. But I now have at least the access. I think that's fundamental one change. And therefore, capital is willing to bet more. Second is stuff that everybody kind of knows, right? If you look at global trends, where do you put capital, surplus capital? Where do you put it? In the sense of Western capital would like to bet more on India than China at this point. Capitals will flow. So it's a, so to speak, a buyer's market. If you are looking to raise funds, you kind of quote your number, you'll likely get it. That said, everything comes with a price, right? I mean, you can do it 2, 4, 5, 6. But the point is, will those investors lose money or make money is going to be the final test, which will impact the next generation of entrepreneurs. Key to remember is this, right? Every generation of entrepreneurs, founders serve not just themselves, but lay the template for what the world will look at for the next generation. So if at this point, at any point of years, if a certain set of generation entrepreneurs let the country down in terms of not delivering value, it will impact the next cycles. So,
well said.